Hello,
Yes, sir.
hello. My presentation is visible.
Yes, sir. Audible.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
sir.
yeah. Okay. Good afternoon and good morning to all.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. So today my presentation is on institutional infrastructure. Okay. Uh, this is totally okay. Now presentation. Yeah. Okay. So in this, the institutional infrastructure, so which is very very important for the agriculture development. So in this, what are the major issues today we are going to discuss about is agricultural credit, because agricultural credit is the most important instrument, because majority of the farmers, so they do not have the that much of money in their hands. So while doing the type of agricultural activities, they need the some type of money or the other. Without having money, so no farmer can able to grow his crops. Okay, so for that purpose, so there are for the last several decades, if you can see that from the beginning onwards, they used to depend on informal credit sources. Formal credit sources are very less during those times in the beginning of the after independence. So if we can see that in India, so we have faced a lot of problems. Okay, what exactly, how exactly the institutional credit and the non-institutional credit have taken place? Those things I am going to explain in detail. Then insurance. So the crop is depending upon the monsoons, as you all know very well. And the rainfalls also, rainfall is not sufficient, then also the crop will be spoiled. So for that purpose, how to keep up, what type of expenditure which the farmers used to spend, and how the type of money, if the crop is damaged, then how we can, the farmers can use it to take some type of money without having much losses. Then the production, how, where they are going to keep it. And once the farmers, all the farmers may not have such type of warehousing facilities. If the government purchases, or any other agencies which they can purchases, what, where they can store the type of food grains or agriculture products. So that is for that purpose warehouses are playing a major role. And the corporations. Okay, so to run all these type of things, the different type of corporations have established, and how they are taking places in warehousing corporations, that is very very important. Then the other aspect is the public distribution system. Why the public distribution system has been introduced, what is the necessity for that? So you, when the war period and the famines time, so the people may not have sufficient food grains. So to maintain that, or to achieve the day to day food, so they used to depend on the government used to give some type of free ration to the marginal and small farmers and landless laborers. So like that, the public distribution system has been introduced, almost since beginning of the war period. Yes, 1960s, as we can say that. So after that, up to 70s, we had participated in different wars. So after that, also still, whenever the famine and any type of calamities those to taking place, and so nowadays it has almost become routine every day. So every month they used to distribute the food grains through the public distribution system. What exactly those things, so that we are going to discuss about it. Then the cooperative, so in the agriculture, so basically how the cooperatives have started. So cooperatives and their institutions, different type of cooperative institutions, so they used to play in the institutional credit facilities point of view in the beginning of so after independence. Okay, after that the people used to take the cooperative loans, and they will used to not to repay such type of loans. That's why the cooperative credit also used to almost it has been declined to a greater extent. Then the farmers organization, and what are the farmers organizations? So they used to create some type of infrastructure facilities. So and the non-governmental organizations, so what type of infrastructure facilities they used to create, all those things. So we are going to discuss about it. And finally, the agricultural research. So, what is the agricultural research from plant? So, plant breeding to so up to the crop output and the post production. So, management for processing also one of the most important activities of the agricultural research. Education and extension in India, agriculture education. So agriculture education, it has started so different through different type of universities, Krishi Vignan Kendras, and so different type of apex organizations so have started doing so this spreading the research and education. And so finally extension services, extension activities also been established so to spread the agriculture and to sustain the agriculture activities so in India. So these are the brief things, so how this agricultural infrastructure, so how it is so useful for the sake of development of agriculture. That is what today we are going to discuss about it. Okay, so now we will discuss so one by one. Yeah, Indian agriculture is characterized by predominance of small and marginal farmers, as you all know very well, because these small and marginal farmers so may not have much so money in their hands, because whatever the money which they used to earn, they used to spend on their food so acquirement. So and because each and every family have so number of children, so to feed their children, so the whatever they are earning every day, so they used to spend on them. That way the small and marginal farmers used to face so how to grow the crops. So that is what the basic issue here we are going to discuss. What type of institutional support which the small and marginal farmers used to get. So that is the issue here today. Globalization, privatization, and technological advancements in agriculture poses new challenges as well as opportunities in agriculture. As you know very well, after 90s, so this globalization, privatization, and technological advancements, though it has started in the beginning of 60s 70s, so by the 90s it came to so widespread so technological advancements. And so different type of challenges also came up. And apart from that, there are several opportunities has also grown in the agricultural development. To make this possible, a set of institutional infrastructure is needed. Okay, to meet the above issues, to meet the above so problems, to resolve such type of problems in the agriculture development. So the institutional infrastructure is needed. What type of infrastructural agriculture infrastructure, institutional infrastructure is so needed, and what type of things are available so in India. So those things, so today we are going to discuss about it. Agricultural credit, as I have told you, insurance, warehouses and corporation, public distribution system, cooperative and farmers organization, education, research and extension are the important areas for which strong institutional infrastructure are indispensable. Okay, these are the things so which you people have to remember. So when so then agricultural infrastructure, institutional infrastructure, if you can talk about it, though they are there to some extent, they are formal, some to some extent they are informal also. Okay, so in the credit also, Formal, informal, both are there. In the insurance also, in the insurance basically the government only it is so doing it. Warehouses and corporations point of view, both are there. Then again, government and the private. And public distribution system is basically borne by the so government only. Cooperative and cooperatives so mainly handled by the, so as you know that, so within that, so the people's so also deposit some amount of money, with that they can buy some type of shares with that, so they are formulating a cooperative society. And so they used to be run by the, once it is recognized and it is being registered, then the government used to give some type of grants to the cooperatives, so in the form of loans, in the form of subsidies, so etc. Then the farmers organizations, so though they are highly informal in nature, but the organizations, so at the farmers level, though so is not much successful, but nowadays, so in each and every activity point of view, the farmers organizations are, so farmers producer organizations, farmers, so in the case of water management point of view, and so in the different inputs point of view, the farmers organizations have been formulating, and they are trying to run such type of organizations for the agriculture development sake. And in the same way, agriculture education, agriculture research, and agriculture extension are also working, so from time and again, to resolve the problems of the agriculture issues. Okay, so in that way, there is a strong institutional infrastructure which is existing in India, so to continuously develop the agriculture output. Knowledge and awareness of different institutional agencies are important in order to formulate appropriate farm plans and take relevant decisions. Okay, this is what ultimately, so the how to prepare the farm plans other day, so we have discussed. So to prepare such type of farm plans, so different institutional agencies, what type of role they are playing and what type of decisions so they have to be taken, so these are all very important. So for that purpose, the institutional infrastructure so is playing such a crucial role in the form of agricultural development ultimately. Okay, am I clear? Okay. Then the agriculture credit, insurance, warehouses, and corporations. So, what is the so structure? What we are going to discuss under this? Farm finance plays a vital role in the agro-socio-economic development of the country, both at micro level farmers and at macro level farmers. A number of institutions have been promoted to provide farm finance. Okay. Knowledge and awareness of different institutional agencies are important for the farmers to formulate appropriate farm plans and take relevant decisions. That's what we have discussed. So, now how the agriculture credit structure is implementing in India. So that's what, so I'm going to explain. What are the sources of agricultural finance? So first of all, why the agriculture credit is important, that we have discussed. And what are the sources of agriculture finance? There are mainly two categories: institutional and non-institutional sources. Okay, institute means, as you know that, so it is a systematic activities, so they can follow it up. Non-institutional means, so it is very much informal, there is no institution as such, so it does not have any place to sit. It is so it used to take place between, so the persons, so different type of farmers, so though they may be money lenders, they may be their relatives, there may be traders, there are commission agents, there are landlords. Like that, there are five types of institutional, non-institutional sources which used to give the agriculture credit, so to the real farmers. And so after that, so with huge interest rates they used to pose on them, and they used to collect their output, or so Some people they may sell their output and they may use to give, or some people this so basically the traders, so they used to give the money on credit, and so they will purchase their output, and so in that way they may so mm, they may they may be so waive off their loans in that manner. Okay, in that way, as you all know very well, so over a period we can see that money lenders, as you know, so there is a group of people so who can give the money so on the basis of monthly basis or yearly basis, like that. So some type of interest rate they may fix it, and accordingly they may use to give the loans to the small and marginal farmers, or though whosoever is needed, so they may go and take the money lenders so loans. Then the relatives, as you know that, so in the family system, the family may they have the relatives, they have so different type of so kith and kin and their families, so friends and their relatives, so those who know very well, they may also, so the farmer needs any type of credit, he may also go and take the loans from the relatives also. Then the traders, agriculture input traders, so those who use it to sell their inputs, so and at the end of the day, so at the end of the crop, they may go and take their output, and they may adjust their balances. If they may get so some amount of money, the traders will pay it back. If their output level is not up to the mark, then so the next time they may use to take with the interest rates. So in that way the traders used to work. Then commission agents also plays a major role, because if the any farmer they need any type of agriculture loan, then they used to approach the commission agents, because they may take some amount of money so while giving the loans to the farmers. In the same way, landlords, as you know that in each and every society, so the landlords so are also there. The landlords also used to give some amount of loans to their so farmers. So whosoever needed the loan from them, they may so take from the landlords, and landlords also so put some type of interest at the time of so repaying their loan. So the whosoever the farmers, they may used to repay the loan, along with the loan they may pay some type of interest or the other. Okay, in that way, so these non-institutional sources used to play in the beginning independent India. So slowly and gradually, the non-institutional finance have come down over a period of time. Nowadays, the institutional finance has so playing a major role. So
Sir,
earlier,
please
you,
move to the next slides.
yeah. Okay. So then the institutional sources I have already told you: cooperatives, scheduled commercial banks, and regional rural banks. So those three types of sources so also were used to play major role. So in these so institutional sources point of view. What are the commercial banks and what are the regional rural banks? They are also offering such type of credit, institutional credit facilities. That is so important. Then non-institutional and institutional sources of finance, so that's what I am telling. It has the sources of finance has reduced. The non-institutional finance sources reduced from 90 to 7.7 to 20% at present. Then out of which money lenders and landlords are still issuing reasonable amounts of loans. Then in the case of institutional finance, commercial banks has been giving highest credit to farmers. Initially, cooperative credit facilities dominates the institutional credit, but over a period of time, the first place has been occupied by the commercial banks, secondly the cooperatives, and finally the government. In that way, so the institutional finance so are also playing such an important role. So these are the things within that, the each and every aspect so of the cooperative credit societies, regional rural banks, and the other types of so credit agencies, so how they are playing such an important role. That's what so I am trying to explain. Since 1904, the cooperative movement was initiated in India. These societies were organized to relieve the indebtedness of rural people and promote the thrift. Cooperatives in India are organized in two systems. One is three-tier structure, and second one is two-tier structure. Three-tier structure means so state, district, and block level. So there are both cooperative credit societies and non-credit cooperative societies have three-tier structure and two-tier structure in all the states, except Bihar, Jammu and Kashmir, Maharashtra, and Uttar Pradesh, where the structure is unitary. Okay, so in that way, so the cooperatives are offering cooperatives are offering the credit facilities. The three-tier structure consists of primary agriculture credit societies at the lowest level, that means at the block level or the panchayat level, as I can say. Then the district central cooperative banks at the district level, then the state cooperative banks at the state level. They used to formulate some type of rules and regulations. So they used to get the registration with the government, and so whatever the people they used to be part of that cooperative society, they have to take some type of membership fee. Membership, if they can pay some type of amount of money, the cooperatives will give some type of membership. Those who will be the members, they may use to elect their president, so who will run that society. So at the state this block level, at the district level, and at the state level, so the type of elections also used to take place. Then all the members used to vote, and these three tier structure used to administer the things, and they used to get through these societies, they used to get some type of loans, and the government also issues some type of subsidies through that. In that way, the farmers used to get cheap credit facilities through this cooperative three tier structure. And also the two-tier structure, there are some other organizations, so they are also associated with this. So land mortgage banks and agriculture and rural development banks, so they are also very much closely associated with this two-tier structure of the agriculture farmers. They want to so grow their agriculture activities over a period of time through this type of cooperatives also offering such type of facilities. So day by day, the cooperatives are shrinking down. Only successful cooperatives they are existing nowadays in the agricultural processing. Okay, suppose milk dairies so are very much popular. After that, so the livestock and fisheries. So like that, there are other agriculture activities. So they are developing. They are achieving such type of good facilities. So and successfully they are running. But especially in the case of agriculture sector, so the cooperatives, because once they are taking the loans, and so they are always looking for when the government will come, new government will come, and they will be waive off the loans whatever they have taken. Like that, they are not repaying the loans which they are taking. Because of that reason, so the cooperative credit societies are not in a position to so extend their activities, and so they may not able to continue so the type of credit facilities which they used to offer. But even then, so after the regional rural banks and after the institute commercial banks, so the cooperatives are also issuing so to some extent the credit facilities. Then cooperatives also used to maintain some type of stores also in some places, so like warehousing corporations. Like that also I am going to explain in coming slides. Then social control and nationalization of banks. So till 1967, private sector banks were predominantly urban oriented and controlled by a few large industrialists. Only 1% credit needs were fulfilled for the agriculture farmers. So up to 1966, so only 1% credit needs so used to be fulfilled by the overall private banks are the institutional sources. In view of this, in 1969, the central government has nationalized 14 banks Like they are the Central Bank of India, Bank of India, Punjab National Bank, Bank of Baroda, United Commercial Bank, UCO Bank, Canara Bank, like that. So there are 14 banks have been nationalized, and they have since then they are also working, and they are also giving the agriculture loans. So the farmers, small farmers, marginal farmers, medium farmers, and large farmers, so they used to receive the loans from all these types of banks. And then, in addition to that, so in 1980, another six more banks were privatized. Private sector banks have been nationalized. So those who are performing so deposits not less than 200 crore, they were nationalized in 1980. Almost nowadays, so 20 banks, so they are giving some type of loans, agriculture crop loans, you can say, or agriculture loans, different type of mortgage loans, so etc. They used to give, so the for the sake of agriculture development. Is it okay? Then the regional rural banks, however, set up in 1975 to supplement the efforts of the commercial banks and cooperatives in extending credit to weaker sections of the rural community. Small and marginal farmers, landless laborers, artisans, and other rural residents of the small means. Okay. After 1992, they were emerged the most crucial banks in rural areas. So, in that way, the regional rural banks are playing such an important role. Then, large sized advice, Adivasi multi-purpose cooperative societies. So, this is exclusively meant for scheduled tribes, those who are living in the scheduled areas. So, they may be given the credit facilities to the tribal people. These were established in 1971. Since then they are working. Then farmer service societies, this is also one of the most important source. They were also established in 1971 for giving the integrated credit services through the cooperative laws, okay, to the entire agriculture activities, farmers and laborers. Okay. There are different type of farming societies for formulating. So that's what the farmers producer organizations nowadays, and the different type of organizations, so the NGOs, and watershed management and other inputs management, they are all being established under the farmer service societies, and the agriculture activities are going on very smoothly in different places. Then small farmers development agencies, marginal farmers and agriculture laborers development agency, like that. So they are being established, and they are protecting the small farmers, marginal farmers, as well as the agriculture laborers. Then the Deposit Insurance and Trade Guarantee Corporation of India. Okay. The role of DICGC, the corporation gives protection to depositors, particularly the small depositors, from loss of their savings in the event of bank's failure. Such protection increases the confidence of the depositors in the individual banks and reduces the occurrence of panicky withdrawals of deposits. Secondly, the corporation contributes to the stability and orderly growth of individual banks as well as collectively of the banking system. Thirdly, it plays an active role in developing the banking habits of the people and ensures a larger mobilization of their savings. In that way, the role of Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation of India is playing such an important role, because earlier we have discussed about the how the bank institutions, the government is establishing different type of institutions to offer the credit facilities. Apart from that, how the small savings can also be collected and mobilized from the different type of farmers, because these small savings will also plays an important role. That is why this Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation of India is also playing such an important role in several places. Then the microfinance, as you might have heard about it. So this microfinance has been very much successful in Bangladesh. So after that, India has also so uh, adopted this microfinance facilities through self-help groups. So the self-help group is being formulated in each and every rural areas. They every 10 to 15 members, they used to formulate a group, and they are mobilizing the savings, and they are keeping within the banks, and they are giving loans among the members. And so the members used to repay within the whatever the interest which used to come, they used to so share among themselves in that way. So slowly they have started, and nowadays it is a big movement. Now it has been linked to the commercial banks, and commercial banks are also offering a good amount of credit facilities to the self-help groups. With that, in majority of the places, they are also the self-help groups are also formulating, and they are taking up some type of productive activities. They are also producing some type of outputs, and they are selling, and they are marketing, they are so gaining through such type of activities also, not only for the sake of agriculture purpose. So they are being financing within the family. So apart from that, they are producing some type of goods and services. So and they are earning some amount of money, and they are rotating their amount share amount of money. And so they are playing such an important role. So then the promoted by NGOs linked to formal agencies, non-governmental organizations are also, they are also playing such an important role in the formulating the SHGs, and they are getting linked to the commercial banks. Once they are linked, then the government is also supporting in the form of subsidies, in the form of loan facilities, in the in other forms. So they are protecting. If any person, any member, self-help group member is dying all of a sudden, he is the main pillar of that family. Has to bring the bread and butter to that family. So the government used to give some amount, 15 to 20,000 for that bereaved families. Okay, so immediate amount of money whenever that person has died, immediately the type of group of people, they are contributing around 5,000 or something like that. After that, the banks are also supporting 15 to 20,000 to do some type of activities about that person's death. Okay, in that way, also these self-help groups, through microfinance institutions, through microfinance schemes, so they are also doing such type of things. And whenever they used to need some amount of small amounts of money for the agriculture purpose, they are taking some type of loans from the group itself without having much interest, because a very less amount of interest only they are supposed to pay. For that is why they are not going for the commercial banks, they are not going for the money lenders or the any other non-institutional sources. They are trying to fulfill the type of agriculture credit needs through these self-help groups also. In that way also, the self-help groups are participating and contributing towards the agriculture development as a whole. In that way, so these are the type of credit and deposit, say mobilization, and different type of non-institutional and institutional credit facilities which are helpful to the agriculture development. This is one of the major infrastructure facility, so major institutional infrastructure facility, so in the case of agriculture development. Then, so to contribute to these banks, there are some higher financing agencies. So from World Bank to World Bank, IMF, and the Reserve Bank of India. There are because these are the ultimate organizations, so they also used to contribute to some extent. National Bank of Agriculture and Rural Development, NABARD, and Agriculture Finance Corporation. So in different years, so continuously, and these are all being establishing, and they are also being part of the agricultural development. So these are the things which we have to understand. Then the second aspect which we have to see is the insurance infrastructure. Insurance, insure. So how do you insure your crop? Because crop is depending upon the monsoons or climatic conditions. Okay, so that is why you never know until the output reaches to your home. So you cannot say that yes, so I have received the agriculture output. That is because it is a gamble of monsoons, as we can say. Agriculture is depending upon the gamble of monsoons. The crop insurance in the country has been managed by the General Insurance Corporation, delivered through rural financial institutions, usually tied to crop loans, and subsidized by the central and state governments. Okay, so this is the structure. The agricultural insurance company with capital participation by GIC, the four public sector general insurance companies, and NABARD has been set up. Agriculture insurance sector has been evolving over time through consistent monitoring and policy interventions. Let us understand the various agriculture insurance schemes, their advantages and lacuna. Okay, these are the schemes. Pilot scheme on crop insurance, it has introduced in 1973. Comprehensive crop insurance scheme. Within that, these are the functions: to provide a measure of financial support to the farmers in the event of crop failure due to natural calamities. Yes. So these are the some of the functions which this comprehensive crop insurance scheme used to do it: to provide a measure of financial support to the farmers in the event of crop failure due to natural calamities, to restore the credit eligibility of farmers after a crop failure for the next crop season, to support and stimulate production of cereals, pulses and oil seeds. In these three dimensions, this comprehensive crop insurance scheme has been launched, and it is being successfully implementing in majority of the places. Even then, majority of the farmers are not in a position to do this type of crop insurance schemes, because they may not have that much of awareness, and they have to supposed to pay some type of premium or the other. Through because of these reasons also, the majority of the farmers are not in a position to use this type of facilities. Then National Agriculture Insurance Scheme, which has been introduced in 99 2000. So at the national level, the agriculture insurance scheme has been established. Then Farm Income Insurance Scheme has established in 2003 to 4 onwards. Then finally, the rainfall insurance scheme has also been introduced in the recent past, because whenever the rains comes, if the crop is cutting, or before the crop is being collected, the rain has taken place, then during that rain, automatically the crop is becoming failuring. Okay, the crop is losing its ground, the output there nobody is going to purchase. That is why the majority of the farmers used to suffer. That is why that also being insured, in some way or the other. In that way, the insurance is also playing such an important role for protection of agriculture output, which is also an important factor for the agriculture development. And this is one of the major infrastructure facility. The third dimension which we can see is the infrastructure for warehousing and corporations. Warehousing, this is most important in infrastructure. Okay, everybody, whatever they are producing, they may not able to eat within a day, because year long they have to store such type of food. And it's so that is why warehouse is important. What are the types of storage facilities which are required, and where these facilities are been established from time to time? And we have to see, these are the how the warehouses are also being maintained over a period of time. For that purpose, scientific storage, because the scientific storage means temperature levels, you have to maintain in the storage. And financing, if they want to store the type of output, Then based on that output, some type of banks they may use to offer financing also. Then the price stabilization purpose also, they used to store the product in the warehouses, because initially at the time of immediately after the crop, they may not get so much price for the type of output which they have grown. That is why they may use to store some time, and when the price rises, then they used to sell their product. So in that way, the farmers used to get benefit out of the storage facilities. Then market intelligence. So market intelligence also plays an important role, because nowadays the educated community are growing. That is why they are coming to know that where the price is high, and what type of transportation are the other costs which are there. Then if these costs will go up, or with accept these costs, what type of other profit they may use to get, while they can market in some other places, or whenever the scarcity is taking place in the market, then they used to release their output during that time, to meet the so demand supply conditions of the output levels. So during that time also, definitely they used to get good price. So in that way, they used to get more profits and more savings, and again more investment process will used to take place. In that way, the cycle the cycle of saving, investment, consumption, the cycle used to go and goes on and on. So in that way, the overall development used to take place. Then the National Cooperative Development and Warehousing Board has been established to manage these type of activities in 1956. Then Central Warehousing Corporation has established 1957, and in only one state. After that, in 1963, there may be several states the Central Warehousing Corporation has been established. Then state warehousing corporations are also been started from 1956 onwards. So in that way, National Cooperative Development and Warehousing Board established in 56. Since then, the state warehousing and central warehousing corporations have started emerging, and they are playing such a crucial role in maintaining the storage levels of the food grains. Then Food Corporation of India nowadays, the Food Corporation of India is playing such a vital role in keeping the stock of the food grains. So this is the most important role which is playing. Cooperative sector also, storage facility in some extent. So in 1996 they have started, but in majority of the places, the cooperative sector is not able to establish their storage facilities. Then rural godowns. So the rural godowns have also emerged in 1979 onwards. So wherever they have some type of facilities, they have some type of land to construct such type of godowns. So the big farmers only, they used to construct such type of godowns, because as you know that day by day, the households, the farming size is declining. Due to that reason also, the establishment of rural godowns is not much taking place. But to some extent, the vegetables and the other food grains, they want to store. Because of that reason, the rural godowns are also coming up in the recent past. Then the cold storages. So this is almost nowadays. So it is a very much widespread concept, and widespread storages are being establishing, because everybody is producing huge amounts of level of outputs, in the form of vegetables, or you can say in the form of food grains. So these two things, they are fruits and other things also. So these three things, they are putting in the cold storages, and they are trying to utilize their products throughout the year in a fresh manner. So these are the things, how the warehousing corporation is also contributing towards the agriculture development as in the form of infrastructure. Okay, then we can see the public distribution system. So, what is the public distribution system? So, that is what I have told you in the beginning. So, the background of public distribution system, so way back in 1960, whenever we have got some type of war during that time, so the people may not have much food grains to eat. So, that is why the government has started this public distribution system at that time. So since then, so it is keep on continuing. Okay, those who are having much less lands, they are also used to get the these public distribution system food grains through ration cards. Okay, so the eligible persons, they used to get some type of ration cards. And so as you know that the poverty estimates, above the poverty line and the below poverty line families have been so identified. So the below poor families be they used to get these type of things. Okay, so the through public distribution system, not only so food grains like rice and wheat, apart from that the cereals, the other pulses also used to get pulses and cooking oils. So they also used to be distributed sugar. So in that way, so these are some of the products there. So it depends on state to state. Okay, different type of states, they are following such an important role. So those who are likely to protect the poor families and poor farmers, so the BPL families especially, so they used to get all these type of benefits. So through in a public distribution system, they used to pay minimum amount of money, and so they used to get the type of products which what they require. So monthly once, so they used to get all this type of so products, so in each and every place, in majority of the places they used to get central issue price for rice and wheat also to be fixed. Okay, because so the central government used to fix the rice price. Okay, so for example, central government or the state government, they used to contribute, because so in Andhra Pradesh, NT Ramarao has introduced so 1 rupee per kg rice. So that was one of the most popular slogan. It has started its momentum. After that, the governments, the other governments have also started following, and so in majority of the states, so these type of political slogans, and majority of the states, they have been implementing these type of things, and majority of the farmers and the landless laborers, they used to get the benefit out of these type of things. Then the Antyodaya Anna Yojana. Okay, so Antyodaya Anna Yojana means so the ultimate resort of food. So used to be planned systematically, because it means the major objective of this is nobody will so die with hunger. Okay, so how to avoid the so poverty level, so through without having much hungriness. So that is what so the objective of it. So for that purpose, so in each and every state, this Anchodaya Anna Yojana has been so implementing over a period of time, and it is becoming successful so in several states. So there are some type of leakages in the public distribution system also. So that's why, so they have again the quantity of food grains issued under TPDS, targeted public distribution system, has come up. So in the case of public distribution system, the fair price shop holders, they used to cheat majority of the so illiterate group of people. That is why, so to avoid such type of leakages and to reduce such type of leakages, so the government again they have come up with the targeted public distribution system. So how they used to get targeted the group of people, and they have to get some type of benefit or the other. Otherwise, so in the earlier public distribution system, any farmer, whenever they need any type of so the rice or sugar or so oil, So these type of things, the big farmers, medium farmers, they also used to started taking from the public distribution system. In that way, so the public distribution system goal or the mission of the public distribution system used to weaken. That's why the government has so redesigned that targeted public distribution system, and to some extent it has become successful. And so still, so there are some type of measures have taken to strengthen the TPDS and check the diversion of food grains. This is what I am talking about it. So they used to divert the food grains, so to some extent, so that type of leakages can be catch hold from time to time, and so it has to be properly being distributed to the BPL families or the those who are really need. So that is what the basic target of this so public distribution system. Is it okay? Then the cooperatives, farmers organization, and non-government organizations. The cooperatives earlier we have already discussed. So the benefits of cooperative movement, because the cooperative movement was so cooperative means so one to one cooperate with each other. In that way, those who are so joining as a members in that, so they are formulating a society, and they are so following some type of rules and regulations and bylaws. So they are being registered as a society, and their so amount of money is also being say secure. In that way, so the different type of agriculture products, they are formulating different type of cooperative institutions within, in the case of so oil products point of view, or so food grains point of view, or the so milk products point of view, fisheries product point of view, and the fruits point of view. So these are all so the formulating different type of cooperative movements. And so the cooperative marketing and processing also, they have started doing it. So in that way, so the cooperative movement is also becoming successful. Apex level cooperative institutions, earlier we have already discussed about state level cooperative, district level cooperatives. So they are also the apex level cooperative institutions. The after that, farmers organization and common lands. So those who are having, the villages are having some type of common lands, so they also used to cultivate by these cooperatives. The farmers used to formulate a group of farmers, and they used to cultivate these common lands, and they pull up that amount of money in the village, at the village level. And in that way also they are so doing such type of cultivation in an agricultural fruitful manner. Then joint forest management. So not only the tribal people, they used to so live the forest products. So the farmers and nearby village people, they also used to depend on the forest products. So in that way, the giant forest management is also one of the crucial factor, which is also playing such an important role in the process of agriculture development. Okay, so in that way, so these are the there are some other organizations like water resource management, farmers participation in subsurface drainage, watershed program, fishery resources, extension, farmers associations, apni mandi. Apni mandi means so the mandi, the marketplace is belongs to you. Microfinance, self-help groups, and farmers club, and ultimately the non-governmental organizations. In that way, so there are several type of institutions have emerged, so through these cooperatives and farmers organizations, and so different type of cooperatives so have become successful in the form of so overall these type of organizations. Then finally, so we can see that so how to achieve success. So in the case of agriculture development, that is depending upon agriculture research, agriculture education, and agriculture extension. So these three areas are also very important and very keen, so to expand or to successfully implement the agriculture developmental process. Okay, so first of all, in the agriculture research, so what type of research so which is taking place so in India is that the planting the roots. So from this point onwards, the agriculture research will start. So then early research work in royal botanical gardens, then impact of famines, a national strategy for agriculture, then agriculture development, then early research and study centers, the pioneers of research, the Royal Commission on Agriculture, the Imperial Council of Agriculture Research, Indian Agriculture Research Institute shifts to Delhi, need for rural universities, growth of agriculture universities, agriculture research institutes, research projects, schemes of the Indian Council of Agriculture Research. This is the apex body nowadays. So, in the case of agriculture research, so and education point of view also, agriculture council of Indian Council of Agriculture Research is the so one of the most popular institute, so which is having so different type of research institutes from each and every aspect of the so agriculture activity. The research by agriculture universities, agriculture colleges, government research centers, research leading to the green revolution, and research by private agencies like NGOs. So these are also playing such an important role. Research leading to the green revolution, as so we have already talked about it. So these are the research. So how it leads to the so in the during the time of green revolution during 1966, so in India the green revolution has played an important role in the case of rice and wheat point of view. So before that we used to import the food grains from America and other developed countries. But so when to avoid such type of things, so the India has brought such type of green revolution, and since then we have self sufficiency, we have attained the self sufficiency in the case of food grains. So in that way also the research led to the green revolution, and it has contributed to a greater extent to the agriculture development. And in the same way, the research by private agencies and NGOs are also time to time at the different village levels and the different different places, they are directly going and involving their activities, and so how to grow, how to market, how to process the agriculture products. These people, these institutions are all playing major role, and so it is becoming successful over a period of time. Then after the agriculture research, the agricultural education also been spreaded in several dimensions. This education before 1947, nobody used to bother about it. After 1947, Gandhian and other movements for rural education so has started its momentum. Start of higher education in agriculture, the postgraduate education, university education commissions, growth of universities, ICAR, I have told you the last slide, Indian Council of Agriculture Research as the apex body for education point of view also, Krishi Vigyan Kendras. Krishi means farmer. So Vigyan means educational centers. So the farmers educational center, you can say, because this Krishi Vigyan Kendra is an Hindi words, but so in English, so farmer educational centers, you can say. Then natural resource management, the manage and neem. So these are the other organizations. So they have also extending the agriculture education facilities to the majority of the farmers. They are offering the some type of training, so for a few days, so 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, a week, like that they are conducting some type of awareness training programs, so to the different type of group of farmers, so youth, old age people, and women, so like that different type of group of people, they are also being so trained so through different agencies. Education through the private sector, NGOs, is also the crucial factor. That's what I have told you. Present educational infrastructure is a huge setup which we have, but so yeah, actually in real terms, so The education is spreaded, and lot of educational institutions, they are offering good levels of education facilities. But only thing is, so the successful of the, because they have to adopt some type of so agriculture villages or blocks or the districts. In that way, if they can do that, then it will be more effective. But unfortunately, this is not happening in the case of agriculture education point of view or the research point of view. So they are doing to some extent, but the major changes so in the process is not taking place. That's what we can found. Though there are very much a huge infrastructure has been taken place. So that's why it is continuing. The sustainability is there. So in India, the food grains production point of view, even then, so the clutches of so climatic conditions is inseparable. So this is what we have to understand. Then finally, the agricultural extension, how the agriculture has to be extended, or so it can take some type of services. Before 1947, it was very less. Then early experiments in knowledge transfer to farmers. So that is what I have told you. There are research centers, and there are different type of organizations which are so training them. So whatever the knowledge which they are acquiring, whatever the practicals, whatever the experiments which they are doing at the institutional level, how that can be transferred to the farmers. So that is what so which is very very important. The extension during the first 3 5 year plans, so it is good. After that, so there is some type of so different type of the confinement is so only it is limited to the type of organization only. Earlier, so at the plan level, they have given the national importance, and it has spreaded like anything. Once the green revolution has become successful, so then the type of so things were almost so to some extent confined to some areas. The ICAR system, this is here, the ICR is also placing an important role in the case of extension system point of view also. For transfer of technology projects of the ICAR, so then extension coordination of universities with government departments, they are also playing such an important role. Extension through government agencies, because so when it comes to the institutional level, the government only can establish some type of research or education or the extension, so to some extent through that, so they only can try to so impart or transfer such type of knowledge to the farmers. In that, new development strategies and changes in the extension system, special schemes and extension support, time to time there are some special schemes which they have introduced, and the extension support is taking place. Hello, hello, hello.
We can hear you, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Integrated rural development program and extension support, because so there are several types of programs they used to take place. So that is why they all to be put together. That is called an integration. The integrated rural development programs and extension support, they also used to introduced the reorganized agriculture extension through TV, so and so other platforms. NGOs as extension partners, NGOs, they are taking this type of extension activities to village to village. That's why they are also formulating they are formulating as a partners. National Agriculture Technology Project has been introduced very recently. And finally, the Kisan call centers, electronic extensions. So through mobile, so there is a Kisan call center which has been serving to a greater extent to the, so any male or female farmers who can call the Kisan call centers, and they can get the feedback or the suggestions from the call center, and they can come out of from the type of problems which they are facing. If any type of diseases which are taking place in the agriculture, they used to call immediately the Kisan call centers, and they used to get some type of sessions, and they are spraying such type of medicine. And out of that, through that they are come out of that type of clutches, and they are safeguarding their crops, time and again. In that way, there is a huge infrastructure facilities have been introduced, and they are being continuing over a period of time. So through that, the agriculture development is so taking place in India. Hello. So this is what I want to share. Okay. Hello. So
So
I
is
have
it possible to
completed.
mute Brandon Nora?
Friends,
Is it
I
possible
have.
to mute him while he presents, sir?
Hello, please mute your. Please mute the voice. Only. Uh,
Learners, please mute yourself.
Mute yourself. Only one you can speak to me. Yes. So, friends, now it is open for questions. Or do you have any clarifications which you require? So, please.
Okay, thank you very much, Doctor.
Yeah.
With regards to digital extension services, sir,
Yes.
how does it
Kisan
work
call
out there in
centers.
India?
Yes, Kisan call centers have been opened in each and every majority of the places, and they are giving the numbers. So because the different type of institutions, they are organizing these type of things. Okay, the fertilizer companies, pesticides companies, and the different type of organizations, so they are also establishing the Kisan call centers, not only from the government side, from the other agencies, those who want to sell their product, in the form of fertilizers or pesticides, whatever the medicine which the farmers want. So they are, is there any type of problems which are taking place at the crop level? Crop is, suppose any type of diseases which are taking place in the crops, then they immediately calling the type of Kisan call centers, and they are taking the advice from them. They are coming, physically coming and seeing that crop, or they are showing through video calls, what type of diseases they are, the farmers are facing. So through that they are getting medicine, and they are getting advices. Through that they are coming out of that type of problems. So they are using that medicine, and they are coming out of that problems. So in that way, the Kisan call centers are playing such an important role, in the form of avoiding such type of diseases, or reducing such type of intensity of the diseases. So in that way, not only the agriculture universities and all, these are all there, okay, for the soil testing, this and that. So there are several agencies which are working. But apart from that, recently the Kisan call centers are also playing such an important role. Am I clear to you?
Yes, sir. Is it done for free? Because doing soil
Yeah, almost
testing and
almost it is
transporting.
not that
Okay.
much free. Because agricultural universities are, if they are the government organizations, because soil testing, they used to take 5 places in an acre of land. Okay, in 1 acre of land, they used to dig at 5 places, and they may take the soil, and they may charge very minimum charges. So 60 rupees are like that. There are 10 to 15 rupees per sample, like that they may charge, and they may give results within a span of 10 to 15 days, and they may suggest what type of component is already limited in this area. Like that they may use to suggest, and the soil fertility can be reclaimed. In that way, the agriculture universities, they are doing it. So the call centers, they are helping to the crops, immediate crops. Okay. In that way, so the lot of mechanism has been developed after the electric digital system has been so come up, and each and every farmer almost they are using the so mobile. So in that mobile, simply they are downloading their app. So through that app, they are calling them and they are taking the advices and they are implementing those type of sessions, whatever they are receiving. So in that way, majority of the farmers are coming out from the clutches. If the some people they are not using, or some people they are going beyond the so heavy pesticides and heavy fertilizers, they are only being sufferers. As you might have heard about it, there some type of farmers are so going for death. So because they are not in a position to follow and maintain strictly about the sessions, that is why so they want higher yields, higher returns. So that's why they are putting huge fertilizer amounts and huge pesticides amount. So sometime or the other, so they are giving adverse results. So due to that reason, the crops are becoming failure and they are not able to repay their loans. That's why they are going for death. In that way, the suicides, agriculture farmers are also becoming suicides. So these type of things are happening. Otherwise, so there is some type of mechanism which are available. So in majority of the places, so they are getting out of the help and they are coming out. Yes. Is it
That's
okay?
very interesting. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. Anything else? Okay. So shall we stop? Mhm.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So the content of today is over, sir.
Yeah, it is over, sir.
Okay, okay.
So we can.
Students do not have any query,
Yeah, that's what. So I'm asking. So only one person, Ahmed, has asked. So
sir. So
yeah.
for we can stop for today's session.
Yes. Yes.
I am stopping the recording, sir.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Thank you.